Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. Still talking about Rivers State and the fact that the move is still on towards blocking funding for Rivers State 23 local government area. The case is already in court, but guess what? There have been multiple reactions in respect to that, and APC themselves have decided to speak up, talking about APC in Rivers State, and their position is very clear as they went further to expose what Martin Amaewhule and Wike did when both of them were in power in Rivers State. All of that I'm going to give you in a jiffy. But first of all, let's look at their positioning as it has to do with blocking the funding, what it may transform to. Now, according to the news, the Rivers State chapter of the All Progressive Congress, APC, under the reinstated chairman, Him-APC, has strongly opposed a recent lawsuit filed by the party member Tony Okocha aimed at halting funding allocation to local government area. In a press statement, the APC spokesperson Darlington Nwauju criticized Okocha and his caretaker committee for defying a court ruling that annulled their leadership while continuing to act in defiance of the judgment. Uju accused Okocha of attempting to undermine the council, asserting that Okocha's actions are driven by frustration over losing access to council funds. This criticism followed a press conference where Okocha admitted to pursuing a court case, citing procedural concern. According to APC statement, attempts to obstruct local government funding are tantamount to a civilian coup d'etat. Let me give you full details of the content of the statement. Now, it reads in full. Attempts at sequestering the third tier of government by blocking local government allocation in Rivers State is tantamount to coup d'etat. Okocha and co have been sacked and remain sacked. We have carefully studied events in our dear state, especially as it pertains the functioning of the local government system, and have come to the realization that throwing our arms up in the air like Pontius Pilate or sitting on the fence will only further thin out what is left of democratic fiber of the state. We are shocked at the continuous gleeful, disdainful treatment for a valid judgment of court which has sacked Tony Okocha and his group. It is shameful that Okocha and his friends who do not believe or respect the judgment of the High Court which invalidated their so-called appointment by National Working Committee after more than 9 months of litigation have been openly boasting of getting judgment from a court of coordinate jurisdiction in Abuja to stop allocation to local governments in Rivers State, thereby frustrating thousands of Rivers people whose livelihood and survival is dependent on the local government system, especially council workers. We do not believe that the judiciary should continue to allow itself to be manipulated by desperate politicians to the point of deposing affidavit in the name of All Progressive Congress in Rivers State, whereas a competent court in Port Harcourt have taken a stand against the contraption Tony Okocha claimed to represent, referred to suit number PHC-3592-CA-2023. We stand by the fact that electoral bodies are expected to be independent, neutral, and must have the spine to resist meddlesomeness from the courts. This, we believe, the RISEC in Rivers State did by conducting local government election in Rivers State on October 5, 2024. Section 87 of the 2010 Electoral Act bars courts from stopping INEC in carrying out its electoral duties. Section 60, subsection 2 of the 2018 Rivers State Local Government Act draws strength from the Electoral Act. Attempting to arrest electoral processes that are ongoing or almost concluded is tantamount to coup on our democratic norms. Recall that in 2004, when President Olusegun Obasanjo ordered that funds belonging to Lagos State be confiscated on the grounds that new local government areas were created, the state government stood its ground and won the case. Again, in 2005, the National Assembly made a law for monitoring local government funding in the country by appointing monitoring committees. States went to the court, and the Supreme Court said the federal government has no power to monitor funds meant for local government area because they are democratically elected. The Supreme Court of Nigeria has also reinforced the powers and independence of local government under our laws to receive funding unhindered based on Section 162, subsection 7 of the Constitution. Nigerians are reminded to consider the fact that not too long ago, in 2018, the Rivers State House of Assembly invented and contrived all manner of strange laws that fertilize a civilian dictatorship in the state when the 8th Assembly under Okocha as Speaker and Martin Amaewhule as Majority Leader, the House amended Local Government Election Law Section 60, subsection 2, which prohibited aggrieved parties from filing suit related to local government election, and it was hastily signed by former Governor Wike. Today, the same set of individuals are skewering all the courtrooms of the Federal High Court through Tony Okocha to obtain orders targeting at collapsing the local government system in Rivers State. By the doctrine of consistency, we do not believe the court should be manipulated into sequestering the third-tier government in Rivers State by the same people who did everything to stop every other person from approaching the court to challenge the duties of either the RISEC, who had all the time in the world to conduct election under Justice George Omereji, but instead choose to run the local government council for 9 solid months through caretaker committee. We are aware that funds belonging to local government council in the state are no longer accessible to these greedy politicians. We know for sure that the flurry of litigations are purely for selfish reasons and not to deepen our democratic process. We suggest that these common folders and later-day apostles of due process join the clamor for the implementation of the report of Justice Muhammad Wike panel, which recommended that members of electoral bodies in Nigeria be appointed through advertisement and through shortlisted, go through a body that would be recommended them and that would then be recommended to the House of Assembly. It is the way to go to ensure confidence in the electoral process by all political parties not embarking on a civilian coup d'etat aimed at punishing innocent Rivers people. Now, the most interesting part of this particular write-up is the fact that Wike and Amaewhule have been reminded of what they did in 2018. Don't forget that at this time, Rivers State was under the governorship of Wike, and Martin Amaewhule was the majority leader in the House of Assembly then. In the write-up, it is, let me read it again, say Nigerians are reminded to consider the fact that not too long ago, in 2018, the Rivers State House of Assembly invented and contrived all manner of strange laws that fertilize a civilian dictatorship in the state when the 8th Assembly under Okocha as Speaker and Martin Amaewhule as Majority Leader, the House amended Local Government Election Law Section 60, subsection 2, which prohibited aggrieved parties from filing suit related to local government election, and it was hastily signed by the former Governor Wike, which means that Wike did not see the future to know that a time like this can come. That is why no wonder they are running to the federal to make those moves against the local government, because they know that by his hand, he amputated the hand of the law in Rivers State in such a way that they cannot fight against local government election. Imagine someone who claimed to be democratically minded making a law that in event of any elections in the state, no political party have the power to go to court to resist anything, whether it was result or whether it was the process. They don't have the power to go to any state court to do it. My God, what is happening in this country is unbelievable. My colleague is in the house. What's your standpoint on some of the things that we have here? Just briefly.
You clearly see that from the time immemorial, Wike had a lot at stake. He had a lot. In fact, he has envisaged that he may probably be ruling Rivers forever.
Yes.
As in forever till he leaves this planet Earth. And he has put so many mechanisms on ground. The likes of Martin Amaewhule is actually on ground. Look at the mechanization he has put in place. This one is not even military rule, but the way he has put it, wearing a democratic cloth, but everything about it shows, tyranny, and you can't even go to the court because the law says you should not contest it because it has become. Now, with all of that, that was why you see him insisting it has to be federal might. It has to go to the federal level.
Yes.
And but the Nigerian constitution, you can't, jurisdictions are here.
Yes.
You can't come and take things that is state bound to the federal. But he has crippled himself in the state.
But when he was the governor.
And Martin Amaewhule has an idea. So
Exactly.
they really need to go back and see how they can, rechange all of that. Things. But Martin Amaewhule is gone. But let's see how this plays out because it's really getting interesting. His past is really coming to haunt him.
All right.